What's going on, YouTube? Ferocity here. Hope you guys are doing well. Call of Duty decided to do something good for its community for once, as Activision sent cease and desist orders to two of the biggest cheater websites within the Call of Duty community. GhostAim and Mobius have now been shut down because Activision finally decided to flex their legal muscles and point that power towards people that are actively making the community worse. Now, the funny thing here is this should have been a priority for them since day one. And I understand that finding out who creates these websites is a tall task for Activision, but it should be a top priority. Instead of going after community creative projects to enhance your own IP, like what X Labs and SM2 were doing, Activision decided that they could put the cheaters on the back burner and focus their attention towards these community-made projects. And I'm disappointed to say that, because frankly, if you want a stronger community, you want this community to be more invested, focus on your current run of games and figure out why there's so many cheaters in them. This is completely unacceptable. As much as I want to praise Activision for finally doing something right for this community, it shouldn't be a problem in the first place. They should have enough people on the back end, because don't forget, Modern Warfare 2 was being boasted as the most innovative Call of Duty ever, 3,000 developers, but none of them could make a good and competent anti-cheat system. They just let their games get completely hacked, like what's happened to Black Ops Cold War. It's a joke. It's unacceptable. And time again, we've been shown by Activision that they don't care about this community. So we shouldn't champion this decision as much as it's good for the community, because it's far too little, far too late. This has been a problem that's persisted within the Call of Duty community for years. And we've been begging for Activision to get better anti-cheat systems. And they simply just cannot do it, because I think Activision's afraid of actually investing money into this franchise at this point in time, because they're concerned that they won't get the investment back. But what they don't realize is every dollar they invest into it, they will get back, because the community will trust them again. I talked about it last week. There's no trust within this community anymore, because nobody can believe that Activision has their best interests in mind. So Activision has to work harder now to get us back to where we should be, which is a competent game, a competent franchise where its legacy isn't ruined by hackers and cheaters. Now, it might seem that I'm letting the hackers and cheaters off the hook here, saying that it's not that big of a deal. I still think that if you hack or cheat within a video game, you are the lowest of the low. If you are affecting other people's good time because you want to boast to your friends that you cheated to get a 60-0 gameplay or to win Warzone gameplay, you're a loser. It's as simple as that. You are a loser, and I have no respect for you. I think so little of you. But that does not take away from the fact that this shouldn't be a problem in the first place. You are one of the most powerful publishers on the planet. You should be invested into trying to make competent anti-cheat systems so these types of people don't show up, so that these types of people don't ruin your video games. It is unacceptable that Black Ops Cold War has been compromised. It is unacceptable that it has been hijacked by hackers, people that are trying to utilize your information and be predatory with it. It's not fair to the community, and it's once again shown us that Activision doesn't care about us. They are constantly letting the community down, and as much as you might want to praise this decision to shut down Mobius and GhostAim, as they are good decisions, it should not have taken this long to shut them down, because they've been prevalent for longer than we know. It should not be this big of a problem, yet it is. We talked about this way back in like the first Warzone game, about how much there was with cheaters. And it was never really addressed. Sure, they made small changes to the Ricochet anti-cheat system, but what ended up happening was it was banning players that weren't cheating, instead of going after the players that cheat. I just don't understand what Activision does all day. I don't understand what they do with their money. I get that you're counting it. I get that you feel better than everyone else, and you're installing cold tubs that you'll never go into. But fucking do something. One time, please. This community deserves it. I'm sick and tired of constantly going back to older games and being concerned that my information is just going to be leaked to the public, because you have no proper anti-cheat system. And to think this is just a problem that's existed for the last couple years is naive, because it's been a problem since way back in COD 4. We're talking about a problem that's 15 years old. Normally, those problems graduate high school. Okay? The problem here is it's persisted within this franchise for far too long. And it's time for Activision to actually make proper measures so that this isn't something that continues to be a problem. You want Modern Warfare 3 to be successful? Create one of the best anti-cheat systems we've seen. Make it so difficult and convoluted for cheaters and hackers to get through it, and trust me, they'll get bored and move on to something else. Because these people, as much time as they have, they will move on to other things if they find it takes too much time. That's how you should try to design your anti-cheat system. But the problem is Activision's too lazy, or maybe they're too stupid, in which case, utilize some of that money to bring in competent people so that you don't have this problem persisting in your game. It's completely unacceptable that this community has to go through this year in and year out with older titles, that these games constantly have people trying to make the worst of our time. And it shouldn't be acceptable by Activision, but somehow they constantly let it continue to be an issue within their games, and I'm just sick and tired of it. And I'm seeing people praising this as a positive measure. Guys, it shouldn't happen. It should be a one-off situation. It shouldn't be a, hey guys, we cease and desisted 2 at the same time. It shouldn't be this difficult, guys. Be better at your jobs. It's that simple. I get it that there's going to be cheaters, but it does not need to be as bad of a problem as it currently is. Call of Duty needs to do better, Activision needs to do better, and that's what I've been saying for months. It's unacceptable that the community continues to have to go through this garbage, this nonsense, because this publisher, who makes ample amount of money, decides to never take action. They never decide to be ahead of the game. They never want to put their community first. And that's why we're talking about boycotts. That's why we're in a situation where the Call of Duty community is pissed, because we're constantly being hung out to dry by this company that frankly has not done anything as of a positive value for like 5 years. And the fact that we still talk about this franchise just shows you how much we care about this franchise and show you how much that we are invested in it. And that we want good games, we want good projects to come out of it. We're not willing to just leave it and never come back. We want Call of Duty to be good, but we're trying to hold Activision to a higher standard. Hold them accountable. Do right by your community one time. And yes, this is, I guess, technically doing right by your community, but it's a small step. And it's hard to ignore the fact that they kind of let these fall by the wayside while they were going after community-led projects. Like, go after the cheaters first, and then if you want to take care of the people that are quote-unquote copywriting your game, even though they're enhancing your IP and making it relevant again. But no, instead we go after those that are trying to help the community instead of the ones that are trying to hurt the community. And that's where I want to leave today's commentary. I'm sick and tired of Activision not spearheading initiatives to go after people that are actively trying to make the Call of Duty community worse. Instead, they want to go against the people that are trying to make the Call of Duty community better, and I'm sick and tired of it. But that's all I have for today's video. I'm very curious what you guys think about this whole situation. So as always, please let me know in that comment section. And if you're new here, if you enjoyed the video, hit that subscribe button. I guess you could also hit the like button. This is a really bad outro. But anyways, I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.